Montana is no stranger to big windy events, and most of you probably remember the 2010 tornado that caused all kinds of damage to the metro. Well, actually, it's straight line winds, not tornadoes, that have historically caused more damage to the state. Toppled trees, vehicles destroyed, and properties cluttered with debris. That was the scene in Missoula Wednesday night. But it's one Miles City residents can also relate to, nearly 500 miles to the east.
In straight line wind situations, all that damage is in one direction.
Joe Lester is a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Billings and has tracked many of the state's most destructive storms. Many, he says, occur this time of year during so-called thunderstorm season, a time of year when hot air rises, allowing for wind gusts to match speeds of cars flying down the interstate.
Yes, you can go that fast in your car, but now picture if you ram your car into a tree, what's going to happen to your car and the tree is a whole lot of damage.
Missoula's wind gust topped 80 miles an hour Wednesday, close to Billings' all-time record wind gust of 85 miles an hour in July of 2007. Impressive, but nowhere near winds often seen in places like Great Falls and Livingston, where wind speeds can approach the triple digits.
Livingston had a peak gust of 92 miles per hour. And that was February of this year, and that was second only to the record gust of 94 miles per hour, which is in December of 1978.
The winds that we're used to talking about, Great Falls, Livingston, famous for gusty winds, that's more of a large-scale situation.
MTN's Ed McIntosh has forecast many of those storms. He says there's a big difference from what we typically see in those communities compared to this month's events in Missoula and Miles City.
These are more localized storms that are harder to predict because they're part of thunderstorms, so these really are just talking about the development of the storms rather than this overall large-scale effect.
But all thunderstorms are also unique. Ed says there were notable differences between what occurred in Missoula in comparison to Miles City.
I think probably the biggest difference there was the storm system in Miles City was more of a line of thunderstorms that we could watch progress over a long period, whereas the system in Missoula, we could see it a little bit ahead of time, but there wasn't as much advance notice.
And with no end in sight to these hot temperatures across much of Montana, these big wind events could continue in Montana until the cool fall air returns. In Billings, Matt Carmack, MTN News.